Hi, welcome to My Court Coach. I'm Jaylyn, and I'm going to be your instructor as we navigate through Form DV-900, Order Transferring Wireless Phone Account. Now, how did you obtain an order to transfer the wireless phone account? Well, you have already went through a temporary restraining order, and perhaps the court ordered it as part of your temporary restraining order, or they've ordered it as part of your domestic violence restraining order hearing. Now, this transferring of the wireless phone account is pursuant to this Family Code section 6347. And just so that you get a understanding as to the transferring of the wireless phone account and how it's done, we're going to review Family Code section 6347. So this started in July of 2016. In order to ensure that the requesting party can maintain an existing wireless telephone number, so the requesting party is the protected party, and the wireless numbers of any minor children in care of the protected party, the court may issue an order after notice in a hearing directing a wireless telephone service provider to transfer the billing responsibility for and rights to the wireless telephone number or numbers to the requesting party if the requesting party is not the account holder. So they could inform the wireless telephone company to transfer the billing responsibility and the rights to the wireless telephone number. Now, this won't happen on a temporary restraining order basis. The only thing that the court would issue to you as part of your temporary restraining order is having exclusive use and possession of those numbers and of also the numbers of your children. So not just your own number, but the numbers of the children. And then at your restraining order hearing, you can request the court to transfer that line to their own responsibility. So the order transferring billing responsibility for and the rights to the wireless telephone number or numbers to a requesting party shall be a separate order that is directed to the wireless telephone service provider. The order shall list the name and billing telephone number of the account holder, the name and contact information of the person to whom the telephone number or numbers will be transferred. So the account holder is the restrained person, the transferred number would be to you, and then each telephone number is to be transferred to that person. The court shall ensure that the contact information of the requesting party is not provided to the account holder in proceedings held pursuant to Division 10, so the Domestic Violence Restraining Order. The order shall be served on the wireless provider's agent for service of process listed with the Secretary of State. So the Secretary of State is going to have the service address, the delivery address for the wireless carrier. Where the wireless service provider cannot operationally or technically effectuate the order due to certain circumstances, including but not limited to any of the following, the wireless service provider shall notify the requesting party within 72 hours of receipt of the order. They have to notify when the account holder has already terminated the account, when differences in network technology prevent the functionality of a device on the network, where there are geographic or other limitations on network or serviceability. This is just some of the items they have to notify, but not all of them. It's not limited to any of those circumstances. On transfer of billing responsibility for and rights to a wireless telephone number or numbers to a requesting party, the requesting party shall assume all financial responsibility for the transferred wireless telephone number or numbers, monthly service costs, or costs for any mobile device associated with the wireless telephone number or numbers. The section shall not preclude a wireless service provider from applying any routine or customary requirements for accounts establishment to the requesting party as part of the transfer of billing responsibility for a wireless telephone number or numbers and any device detached or attached to that number or numbers, including but not limited to the identification, financial information, and customer preferences. These sections shall not effectuate the ability to the court to apportion the assets and debts of the parties as provided for in law, and to determine the ability for temporary use, possession, and control of the personal property. And no cause of action shall lie against any wireless telephone service provider, its officers or employees or agents, or actions taken in accordance with the terms of the court order pursuant to this section. And the Judicial Council can develop a form to effectuate this section. And so the Judicial Council did, in fact, develop a form to effectuate this section, and that form is DV-900. So in order for us to complete the form, we have to provide the wireless service provider name, the current account holder, the billing telephone number, and then the new account holder name. So the wireless service provider can be like Verizon Wireless, for example, and then the current account holder will likely be your ex or the restrained person, and then the billing telephone number of that account holder. And then your name, which you would be the new account holder, right? Because they're creating a new account in your name, transferring it to you and only you. And then they're going to transfer the following phone numbers. So if you have more than 5 phone numbers that need to be transferred, then please attach a document or a sheet of paper that has all of the other numbers. You could use the MC025 form to help you transfer or to list out the numbers that you want transferred. Transfer of rights and responsibilities. All rights and responsibilities for the accounts listed in 4, including all financial responsibility for the telephone numbers, monthly service costs, and costs for any mobile devices associated with the telephone numbers, must be immediately transferred to the new account holder. The person in 3, which is you, the new account holder, will be financially responsible for the accounts listed in 4, so all those telephone numbers that you listed, stating that the date the account is transferred by the wireless service provider or some other date. So number 6, the person in 3 must send this order and a completed copy of 901. So it's going to be this form, DV-901, attachment to order transferring wireless phone account. So you're going to send this DV-900, the DV-901, to the wireless service provider. So it could be Verizon Wireless, like we said earlier. And it's going to instruct them as to what it is that they need to do to effectuate the order. Now, when we go back to the dates as to when you would want financial responsibility for the accounts, it's probably best to start at the date that the account is transferred by the wireless service provider. And the reason being is that you're accepting financial responsibility moving forward. And so if there is a benefit to you backdating that transfer, then by all means, write the transfer date, write the new transfer date. But if there's not a benefit to you having that backdate, then it would be best to check off this box. So that's going to be factually driven and whatever is best for you. So the judge is going to go ahead and date this. They're going to sign it. And then there's a large bold letters, attention, wireless service provider. The new account holder is the person, is you. Their contact information, including their information on DV-901, must not be disclosed to the current account holders of the restrained party. So this order is made under the California Domestic Violence Prevention Act. So it's going to instruct them that the orders contained on page 1 of this form must be followed unless the wireless service provider cannot operationally or technically effectuate the order due to certain circumstances, including but not limited to any of the following. And these are the same 3 reasons that are listed in the Family Code section 6347. So when the account holder has already terminated the account, network technology prevents the functionality of the device on the network, or when there are geographic or other limitations on network or service availability. So if the provider determines that they cannot transfer the account to you, then the provider must notify you, the person in 3, within 72 hours within receipt of the order. So the clerk's certificate, it says that they are certifying that this is true and a correct copy of the original order. They're going to date it, sign it, and seal it. And once you have this form as well as Form 901 completed, then you can mail it to the wireless service provider and get that transfer. We hope that you found this video to be helpful, and best of luck.